Okay, it's Cobra Quickie time. It's Cobra Quickie time. It's Cobra Quickie time. It's Cobra Quickie time. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about what I'm going to do today. I'm going to get a nice close-up look at that. That, my friends, is the Ford brake switch of a 1966 Ford Mustang. One that I'm very intimately knowledgeable of. This is one of my favorite switches for the brake switch. Let me show you how this works. This is where the pivot point for the brake goes through. Now, there's a flat end on one side that depresses this spring and this lever. When it gets depressed, like this, if I can do it, yeah, kind of do this on the camera. Anyway, there'll be a gap right here. The gap causes this switch to actually work. Very simple piece of engineering here, but I need something that's going to attach this to the one in the car. To that end, I have a thin 5/8 flat washer. I have a thick 5/8 flat washer, another thick flat washer, and another thin flat washer, all in 5/8. 5/8 being the hole inside. That hole's very important. And the reason it's 5/8 is that the pivot point is actually a 1/2 inch, which gives us roughly 1/8 of an inch clearance all the way around. That's important. Why is it important? Well, let's do it like this. Now, in order to actuate this, when we step on the brake, this part right here, which is going to be attached to the brake pedal along with this, is going to push in. Let's see if we can get that to go. You see how it pushes in? And that makes contact. That's what we want it to do when the lollipop is working. Now, I'm going to take two of these. This is a thin, this is a fat. And we're going to weld them together. And then I'm going to shave this down. Oop, let's do it this side. Shave it down and to the point where it just barely touches this. And then I'm going to put a groove on the other side. So we can take the lollipop adapter, slide it into that groove like so, or like so. I got to do it on your side, not mine, so that when this is screwed on to the push rod for the power brake master cylinder combination, when you step on the pedal, it pushes this against the brake light switch, causing it to light up. It's going to take me a little while. We're going to do it in little steps so you can see me doing it. Okay, but the first step is to take this, chuck it in the vise. I have a vise right here, right next to me. Take a peek at that. There's my vise. I'm going to chuck it in the vise, hook up the welder, and give it a couple of tacks, just enough to keep it sturdy, strong, locked together. And then I'm going to start grinding it and cutting it so that it fits properly. This is going to be how I fabricate the lollipop. And during that process, we're going to be able to detail it. So if you want to do something like this, if you want to use a aftermarket or a GM type power brake master cylinder booster, such as the 1969 Chevrolet 427 Corvette with the 4-barrel booster like we have on this particular car, you can do that. Now, why wasn't it covered in the manual? Let me tell you something about the manual. I was under a lot of restrictions when I wrote the manual. There were things I was not allowed to say. I don't have a problem with that anymore because the company no longer exists. And they never gave me credit for writing the manual to begin with. So, I'm going to tell you all my secrets as I go along. And hopefully, you'll be able to use them when you need to. And that's a good thing, isn't it? I live by a certain set of rules. First rule is obviously, all free advice is worth every penny you pay for it. Now, I do have a Patreon page. You're more than welcome to donate money to me so that I continue to make content and buy new tripods, to which I've lost the little controller that's supposed to turn the camera on and off. But there are things I'm not going to charge the owner of this car for, and that's why I do need some money here and there so we can do other things like make t-shirts or patches and something that's going to basically say, hey, I got a street beast Cobra, I got a classic motor carriages, I got a fiber fab Cobra. I'm going to try to make something up for you guys. I had a guy I thought was going to do it. Unfortunately, he turned out to be a scam artist. And before he got any money out of me, I cut him off like a wet noodle. Okay. What else do I want to say? This is probably going to be the only job I'm going to do today is make the lollipop, because I want to get on to the Geo, because the Geo has to roll. Now, speaking of the Geo, you will notice today I am not wearing my normal black shirt. And those of you who follow me for any length of time know I only wear black shirts. I only wear blue jeans. And that's it. Black shirt, blue jeans, black shoes. That's it. Occasionally I'll wear a hat, generally one that says MARINES on it. But other than that, this is my Godzilla shirt. Now, Godzilla is my favorite character of all time, and I wear this shirt when I tend to work on anything Japanese, like AGO. Shh. Let's not rouse the spirits. Now, the other rule I live by is I don't give out bad advice. The reason I don't give out bad advice is because it makes me look stupid. If you hear it from me, I've done it. I don't give out advice for things I've never done. And not only that, if you need me to explain something, it comes from personal experience. And I mean that sincerely. I would never give you any advice that I have not used in the past to do the things that we need to do. That's one of the reasons you're watching this. Now, one of the things I've noticed from watching my videos, I watch all my videos just to make sure that I can improve the content, is that well, a few years back, I had a bout of Bell's palsy, which more or less paralyzed one side of my face. So you will see, watching me, that one side of my face doesn't work the way the other side does. The worst part about having Bell's palsy, other than the fact that you just look like you stroked out, is that you couldn't whistle. It took me a long time. I mean, a long time. We're talking months upon months to get back to the point where I could whistle. and use a straw or drink from a cup. And I'm doing much better now. I don't have any problem with Bell's palsy anymore. But you may, from time to time, see my face not sag or not work properly on one side. That's life. Get old. Anyway, for right now, I'm going to set up so I can do something on the lollipop switch. And actually, I'm going to weld these first. I'm not going to try to burn up my camera by showing you me welding. I'm going to take a short video after I've welded these two together, so that you can see one, my absolute horrible job of welding, okay, on these plates. And then there'll be a series of videos today on creating this. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you, and I'm not going to show you right now, I will show you later, is how I modified the molds for the hard top. One of the things we went and did is I cut off the original plywood that had been put on them to support the molds. Now, I have a carpenter that's going to be coming in, or it came in yesterday, picked up the pieces that I cut off of it, and he's going to make me duplicates. I need 4 duplicates, 2 for the front of the mold and 2 for the back of the mold. 2 for the back of the mold. Try doing that. And he's going to make those for me. Once he gets them over here, I'm going to actually bond them onto the fiberglass molds in their original positions, and we're going to completely saturate them with fiberglass and stuff like that, so they become part of the mold, and they are impregnable to water. That was the problem with the first pieces of plywood, is that it sat outside and these pieces of plywood literally disintegrated. And that's coming up. The point is, I want to get the mold into production, meaning I'm going to make a top out of it as soon as possible. And that will be after I get the plywood back on. Haven't had a chance to prep the mold because there's a lot of prep steps that I have to do. And then once that's done, I'll be actually gel coating and fiberglassing inside the mold to make the a hard top to go with the body. Let's see if we can point the body out. There's the body down there. We got to have the hard top made that will fit on it before it goes to the paint shop. Now, one of the things that's not going to happen when it goes to the paint shop, let me wipe that off, is it's not going to have the windshield on. But it will be mounted at least once before it goes to the paint shop, and that's so that I can make sure the top fits the body and the windshield. Okay? And of course, this one's going on long, which means it's going to take me roughly an hour or so for this this video to upload to Facebook. There's no other way to do it other than to bring it in the house and do that. So, let me get to work. This is Mike, over and out.